Hey y'all, so before I get this video started, let me give a quick shout out. These were the first 3 comments in my last video. If you want to be featured in my next video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come show me some love when I drop a new video.
What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka Coach Key, coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. Exactly, y'all. She almost got it right this time. I wasn't gonna record it because she half asleep, but yeah. So I know this seems like it's kind of late because we are almost midway through February. However, you guys know that I like to start my budget with a paycheck. So my first paycheck of February is February 10th. Now my income is going to be lower than usual, and I'm going to explain to you guys why, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to divvy up the money that I saved back in December for this month, knowing that I was going to be off of work. So first things first, let's go through the calendarized expenses, because I have done that already. So I get paid every other Wednesday. That was at my old job that I no longer work at. I don't know what my new payment schedule is going to be at the job that I am looking to get. I should be having my interview this coming week, so we will see about that. So I have the 2 paydays here. So this payday is only going to be a half of a paycheck, so I have to make up for that. And then this one is not going to be any money from that job at all. Like, the income stopped here. So I'm gonna split up some of that money that I saved in December here, and then the rest is actually going to be split on the first day of next month. And I'll explain why. We do have a YouTube paycheck here on the 21st, as well as my car insurance. I do split my rent up in half on each payday. Then I do have dental and health insurance coming out on the 1st as well. As far as the second half of my calendar, I don't have any expenses on that page, as you guys can see. Okay, so first let me show y'all how I'm going to divvy up, this income. So let's see. At the old job, like I said, I got paid every other Wednesday. So we have February 10th, 24th, March 10th, then it would have been March 24th. So I'm looking to start the job that I am inquiring about now. I've done all of my new hire documents and stuff. We're just waiting on the interview, and my aunt actually works in HR, so I have to let her know today that we completed the process on our end so she can push it through. But what I'm looking to do is to start on March 1st. In doing that, my first paycheck from there should be somewhere after the 10th. It's probably gonna be like the week of maybe the 14th. It just kind of depends on how their paycheck schedule is. So what I'm banking on is the fact that I would at least get my first paycheck from the new job by this date. I don't know if they get paid on Wednesdays or Fridays. I have to ask. So what I wanted to do was divvy up the $22.50 that I saved back in December for this month. I'm gonna actually divvy this up between these 3 pay dates, okay? Originally, I was only gonna do it for these 2, but I kind of knew that, I had every intention to not return back to that job after my month-long break anyway. So I kind of already knew that I was probably going to have this money stretch a little bit further. Now, what I could do is, with my January paycheck or budget that I'm still in right now, whatever's left over at the end of this month, I could add it to this amount, just in case, but I don't think that I'm going to need to do that. I'm pretty good with restricting my expenses in my lower budget months. So what I did was I calculated that my half a paycheck should be about $600 that will come in on February 10th. And then my YouTube paycheck is going to be $336.31, in which I take out 20%, which is $67.26. I take that out for taxes. That's gonna leave me with $269.05. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that in here as well, $269.05. Okay, y'all, so I done damn confused myself. This is what happens when you do stuff so quickly and you don't write down to yourself what you're doing. Okay, so the income between these three paychecks here, the total is going to be $31,1905. Now, even though March 10th is in a totally different budget, what I wanted to do was kind of have this money to where it's split evenly amongst those weeks. And that way I'm not having a drastic change in my income from paycheck to paycheck until I get this new paycheck at the potentially new job by this particular date. So even though I know this income is definitely coming in March, and all of this has to be split, or I'm sorry, all of this money right here, so this $869, this is definitely coming in February. This is the money that can be split. However, I need to know the total amount so I can like break it down evenly, because the majority of this money is going to be coming from what I saved up in December. So if I take this amount and I divide it by 3, that basically gives me about $1,039.68 per paycheck. So hopefully that made sense. All I did was I took what I saved in December plus approximately what I should get from my last paycheck from that job, plus my YouTube income. That gives me this that I need to have split between these 3 paychecks before I potentially get my first paycheck from my potential new job. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. So that gets me here. Now, with this particular week, I already know that I have $600 this particular week. So I'm just going to take what I want each week and subtract the $400. So out of my $2,250, I'm going to pay myself $439.68 on this particular paycheck. Now this week, I should be getting the YouTube paycheck of $269.05. So I'm gonna go ahead and include that when I do my paycheck to paycheck budget for this. I used to do my YouTube paycheck separately in its own video, but it's not a very popular video on my channel, so I stopped doing that. So I'll just include that here, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing. If I take the $1,039.68 minus $269.05, that's gonna mean that I need to take $770.63 out of this $2,250 so that I can equal out to $1,039.68. Now, what I have to figure out for this last paycheck, I'm just gonna take the $2,250 and subtract the $439.68, subtract the $770.63. That's going to get me $1,039.69. Just 1 extra cent there. So that is how I'm gonna do this. However, we're doing the February income, so we're gonna block that off there. So we have 600 plus 439.68 plus 269.05 plus 770.63 is going to get me a total income this month of $2,079.36. You guys know that I usually am around like $2,600. However, the last week that I thought I was going to work at my job, I didn't, or my old job, I didn't end up working, and that's usually about $600 or so. So that's why it's a little short. So now that we've gone through all of that, let's go ahead and get to the actual budget. Again, I'm doing printouts because I still don't know what I'm doing as far as these planners go. And I don't want to order a planner from another company and then decide to continue selling my own. So I might end up just going ahead and purchasing one just for now, like, you know, kind of a just in case kind of thing, but we'll see. So the bills that I have, I always start off with my fixed expenses. My rent is $300. Then car insurance is $62.49. Dental is $9.54. And health, if you guys are new to my channel and you can't see by now, I don't have any debt. I've been debt-free for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in May. So the total of all of my fixed expenses, pretty much the same every month, is $604.14. I don't have any yearly expenses that should be coming out. The next yearly expense that I have should be Amazon Prime in March, but I think that's like March 13th shot, so I should be good there. Now, as far as the projected income, again, it's going to be $2,079.36. My fixed expenses is $604.14. So what I have left over as far as a net income goes is $1,475.22. Now this month I am gonna do the complicated and simplified version in each video like I always do with you guys. So I'll make sure that I do that towards the end of this part before I do the paycheck to paycheck part. So now I have to figure out what my variable expenses are. So let's go through that. So if I pull out what I did for January, which my January budget has one more day left in it, but we are pretty much done with it, honestly. I'm just getting out my expense tracker. So for groceries in January, I did $300. I do have to go to the grocery store today. However, I still have $95 left over, so I think $300 should be okay. Personal household, I did $100 and I still have $16.55 left thus far, and I shouldn't need anything else in the personal household category except maybe dude wipes. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that $100 there. Miscellaneous, I am over budget, and that's because I spent more on my mom's gift than I originally thought. So I'm okay with the fact that I went over budget with that one. So I am, however, why did I go with because I'm reading down this way. Let's go back to restaurants. Restaurants, I did 75 and I only got something from restaurants once. So I still have $65 left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go down to $50. And this is what you have to do. You have to adjust yourself when you know your income is fluctuating. So I'm bringing in $600 less than what I'm used to. So I know that in these categories, I have to shrink them just a little bit. Now, typically, even with $2,600, I save quite a bit of money. So I don't necessarily have to shrink it, but I kind of want to challenge myself by shrinking it just a little bit. So with gas for my car, I'm going to do $70 because even if I start this job, it shouldn't be until the 1st, which means I'm only going to go about 10 days into March, and I don't really drive very much anyway. So a fill up twice is like overkill, but I'm just gonna do 70 just cause. Let's see, shopping, I did 100 and I still had $23.63. What did I spend my money on? A makeup case, some slippers, analog covers, and a battle pass for a game. So I think 75 is okay. Those are things I don't normally spend money on. Supplements is gonna be next. And one of my supplements should be ordered twice because it usually comes out of my account on the 10th, and I'm starting my budget on the 10th and ending on the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Is it ending on the 10th? Oh, it's ending on the 9th. So I actually don't need to do that much. All right, let's do this. So 131, 34. So I'm gonna do 98.46. I don't know why I put a dollar sign there. Business, I'm gonna do $50. I don't typically spend money in this category, but there is something that I want to purchase because I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about this, but I'm potentially thinking about doing a streaming channel and streaming. So in that, I need to buy a special cord for this camera so that I have high quality streams, like when the camera's on my face. And it's a cord where you can hook it up to your DSLR and it plugs into an outlet so that you don't have to worry about batteries. And then let's see, miscellaneous, I'm gonna do 100. My grandma's birthday is within this budget, so I know I need to get her a gift, and I don't really spend a lot in the miscellaneous category to begin with, so we're gonna go there. All right, let's add up everything in this. And I restricted myself, but I didn't restrict myself so much that I think that I'll end up going over budget. So I think I'll be okay. So what I have for the total budgeted expenses is $843.46 of the $1,475 that I have left over. So what I want to do, what I like to do after I figure out what my net income, which is basically how much income I have left over after paying my bills, my fixed expenses, I want to figure out what percentage of this amount needs to go towards my variable expenses. if you know anything about math, in order for you to figure out a percentage, all you take is what you need for the variable expenses. You divide it by the total income that you have, that you want to divide it by, which is my net income. This gives me this number. If I multiply by 100, that means I need about 57% of this income to go towards my variable expenses. Typically, I round up to the nearest 5%, but because I'm restricting myself so much because of my income that I have coming in, I'm actually going to go up to the next highest 5% or the next 5% increment. So I'm going to do 65%, and that's just going to give myself enough wiggle room so that if I overspend, I don't have to pull money out of what I've already sent to savings during that month. So in doing that, because I need 65% and not the 57% that we ended up calculating down here, all I'm going to do is take this and multiply by 65%. So that means that I'm going to have about $958.89 for my everyday expenses, which is a little over $100 of extra spending money just in case. And when we don't actually spend it, it's just going to be sent to savings at the end of the month. All right, last thing over here, and then I'm going to, I don't have to show you the simplified version yet. That comes with the paycheck to paycheck part. Okay. So since 65% is going to variable expenses, that means 35% is going to savings. I'm going to do this page, and then I'm going to do the paycheck to paycheck overview, like estimating what I think is going to happen with each paycheck, and then we'll be done. This I always write. I am 100% debt free. If I was still in debt, what I would end up doing is going up to 70% on this page so that I can split that 30% half and half between savings and debt. Okay, so 35%, if we take the 1475.22 minus 958.89, gets me 516.33 plus, remember I did take out, how much was it? 67.26 for the tax sinking fund from the YouTube check. All right. Moving on to the paycheck to paycheck overview, and then I will be done with you guys. This actually is up here. All right. So first one we have is February 770.63. And I'm gonna, y'all, why do I keep messing up? This just goes to show y'all that even when you know what you're doing, you still can mess up. Okay. So I'm actually going to do it the way that you guys are gonna see it on my channel. That's what I'm gonna do. 23rd, I'm sorry y'all, 1039.68. Come down a little bit, and then I'm gonna do February 24th to March 9th. And that's gonna be 336.31 plus 770.63. So it's gonna be 1106.94. So after this, I'm gonna show y'all what I plan to do with the money that's left over. So first things first, out of this, we have rent, and I have my car insurance, and that's it. Oh, and then the budget. Then we have rent again, dental, health, then the budget, And then I also have taxes. I included the tax amount in here, and then I'm just going to subtract it again here. Okay, so rent is $150, $62.49, and my budgeted expenses are $843.46. If I divide that by 2 because it's a bi-weekly pay, I have $421.73. So just repeating that, and then what I'm gonna do over here is subtract these amounts from the total income so I can kind of see my income distribution. Then $421.73, and then the taxes again is $67.26. All right. So we got $889.68 minus $62.49 is $827.19 minus $421.73 is $405.46. Then $1106.94 minus $150 minus $954 minus $232.11 minus $421.73 minus $67.26. So I'm not negative in either paycheck. So if I add up what I have left over from paycheck 1 as well as paycheck 2, 226.30, I have $631.76, which should be about $100 more than what I have on there. Yes, that's right. Okay, what I plan to do with this money, and if you're wondering, the reason why what I have left over here is more than what we wrote here, it's literally only because, remember, I had to increase this amount to give myself the buffer for the estimation. But when I put in the actuals here, that money is gonna go back towards the savings side of it. So what I plan to do, I have a couple of accounts that I always put my money into. I have my miscellaneous / investment sinking fund, my car sinking fund, travel sinking fund, and then medical. So for the miscellaneous / investment sinking fund, I'm still trying to put money back into that one. I think I want to do, let's see. I want to do 30. Let's do 35%. So that's gonna be $221.11. We got 65% left. I want to do 15 to the car sinking fund. So we have $94.76. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Usually what I put in my car sinking fund, I put in travel. So that'll be 65%. So then another 35% will go in medical. Yeah, I think I like that plan only because I am planning to establish a new doctor this week. I think I found one that I'll like. I needed a new OBGYN and a regular medical doctor, so this one's going to be $221.13. But the one OBGYN that I found does say that you can use her as a primary care physician, so we'll see about that. So that is my February budget. This is how I plan for my money to go throughout the month, and then this is what I'm planning to save by the end of the month. If I can save $600 on a $2,000 income, I think I'll be just fine. So we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them down below. Please thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't already, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.